Okay, so first of all, hey team, and welcome to this week's Q&A. And this week we're going to be covering why fats are essential and how to use them for performance and your fat loss journey. All right, so just a recap of what we posted early in the week, so you could try to go through and work on is fats should take up around about 25 to 35% of your daily total calories. Okay, we'll discuss that. And the best sources of fat were butter, tallow, egg yolks, and fatty fish, and avoiding seed oils at all costs. All right, so we're going to go through this for about 5-10 minutes and we're going to crack on. Let's kick off on this week with a kind of just go through a few takeaways of fats. And one of them, well, one of the most basically part of misunderstood, let's say misunderstood nutrients there is out there. And I think most people are scared of them. So hopefully we can ease you and educate you a little bit further. All right. So fats should make up more or less 25 to 35% of your total daily calories. I know if some of you guys are a bit, it's like, oh my God, what does that mean? I gotta say, borderline, whatever you are in kilograms, whereas our protein weight is per pound of body weight in body weight. All right. I'd say your fats, just to make it easier rather than getting all confused on calculator, work out what it is you are in kilograms, and that would be roughly gram, but we're going to discuss that in a bit. So why is fat is essential for hormone production, especially for testosterone and estrogen, the hormones, absorbing fat soluble vitamins like A, D, E, and even K as well. Joint health and brain function, especially for females later on. Fat is very important because females have more chance of getting osteoporosis later on in life. All right, so it's definitely something we need to educate you guys on as well. And also, fats keeping you full and satisfied during and even after the meals. All right, so fat also gives you longer lasting energy, especially when carbs are reduced as such. This is the key part of the system per se, but we're going to discuss that later on. So you're not just burning carbs, you're becoming a basically a metabolically functioning fat burning machine. So you're able to burn fat more efficiently and actually over time a lot easier as well. Okay, so believe me, stick with it. It does happen. All right. Funny enough, this goes back to a story. One of our members about 12 years ago, Welsh guy, lived in Wales and he played rugby. And all his sports coaches, all they did literally 12 hours before games, all they were allowed to eat was fat. It was like bricks of butter. Now, it was weird. This is kind of like the early stages of what's right with nutrition, what's fat. Is that really possible? So, again, every decade things change. And this was something looking back on, actually knowing more, all the science now is it makes so much sense. So, fat does give you longer sustainable energy. All right. So, you don't need to track every gram, so don't get obsessed with it. All right, don't. Well, I couldn't even tell you what I probably tomorrow. I'm probably on about 130, 40 grams of fat. You just got to get your mindset as don't be scared of it as well. So you don't need to track every gram, but if you're under, this is a good way, is if you're under eating, guys, as well, you're going to feel low on energy, have poor recovery, and also this is where you get those food cravings for the bad stuff. Okay. um so going at it, guys, is the best sources of fat are natural, whole, basically wholesome foods, and more or less on the borderline animal based as well. So these are fats your body basically wants and knows how to use. All right. Uh, beef tallow. This is best for high heat cooking. Hang on. I've even got, guys, some. There it goes. It's good being here today. I've got some organic beef tallow. I've actually used Hunter and Gather. They're a great brand. Hardly any other ingredients in it. There are others out there. It was just I've kind of followed these guys a little while, so I've just kind of bought a few bits from there. So we've got beef tallow, best for high heat cooking. Butter. Can't go anywhere without butter. This is rich in vitamins and it's great for flavor and it satisfies you as well. So actually, guys, just they sell this. This is one I've been having for quite some time now. It's grass-fed cows, Kerry's Gold, pure Irish butter and salted. All right, you must have the salt. All right, don't shy away from it. Ignore all the heart disease science behind it. It was a bunch of twaddle. All right, so don't be scared. Egg yolks, guys. I think we've had a couple of people in the past just eating egg whites. We're not from California, guys. Eat egg yolks. There we go. Free range eggs. If you can get pasteurized, great, or organic, although they are expensive, but free range is good. So don't be scared. Eggs contain a lot of vital vitamins and minerals for liver and brain health as well, and that's very important. Fatty fish oils, guys, like no, sorry, fatty fish, like salmon, mackerel, or sardines. Uh, I have some oily fish occasionally, but probably not as much as I should. Uh, but have as much fatty fish as possible. Now, if you can't, I will. Where is it? I did have something before. Get yourself these supplements, omega-3 fish oils. I've known about these from an early age of about 18, when I kind of got a bit more onto the nutritional side of things. They contain uh, EPAs and DHAs. EPAs especially good, and this goes back many years. You want to take about 3 grams a day. If you're eating fatty fish, guys, phenomenal. You don't need this, but you might be lacking EPAs and DHAs as well. So EPAs and, yeah, DHAs, and kind of just getting some studies and books from nutrition before medical application treatments for using fish oils. So if you're eating fish, guys, ignore me. But things like asthma, bipolar disease, cancers, chronic fatigue syndrome, coronary heart disease, Crohn's disease, cystic fibrosis, dyslexia, ADHD, dyspraxia, hypertension, the list goes on, uh, stroke. The studies around this are phenomenal. Everyone should have a lot more fish in their diets as well. So things like that. There's lamb, guys, pork belly, and chicken thighs. Chicken thighs are my favorite, and they're cheap and always have the skin on it. They're a great natural fat source here as well. They're all natural. Your body will use it. So the key here, guys, is to get your fats from real food, not added oils. All right. So brings us on to the next question: is avoid seed oils at all costs. Seed oils like canola, sunflower, soybean, rapeseed, vegetable oils. They're highly processed. They're basically a chemical shitstorm. They've got solvents and all sorts in them. They cause your body all sorts of problems. They're easily oxidized. So basically, it's going to create inflammation in your body. So you're going to get bloated. You're going to feel lethargic. And these things are linked to more so obesity, heart disease, and gut issues. So it's not the fat you're eating, it's all the processed chemical shitstorm you're eating in hindsight. So again, basically back to all these is they weren't part of the human diets 100 years ago. Now they're in everything from salad dressings in your shops to healthy snacks. So those healthy snacks and salads might not be as healthy as you've been led to believe, but it's basically been a marketing ploy since after the war. We're going to have that discussion later on. So tune into that. I've got a lot to say on that one. So my simple rule here, guys, is if it comes from seeds and ends in oil, don't eat it, bin it. All right. Instead, cook with butter, tallow, and check ingredients on labels. So I'm a little bit not obsessed, but I've kind of, as I've got more into it now, it's interesting what my clients think are healthy, so I like to see photos and then go in and check myself. It's incredible, but it's not our fault. It's not your guys' fault. It's not our client's fault. It's just it's misled advertising as well. We're going to be covering that down the lines over the next couple of months. So, guys, just moving on a little bit. This week is all about building the right relationship with fats. Fats are not your enemy; they're actually your ally, going into battle for your fat loss goals as well. So they're a powerhouse. Eat the right fats, avoid the fake ones, and you will feel better. You'll recover faster, and you're going to be getting leaner and stronger so much more quick. All right. Some questions. I'm not too sure if you can see it on the board. Some questions were submitted. I'm going to answer. So these are questions that have been put through to some of the groups this week, or a couple from my own clients. And we're going to cover those questions, and we're going to open up some questions for you guys as well. So question one, does eating fat make you fat? I'm going to cover that. And then question two, what is the best fat to cook with? I think I've answered a couple of these in my talk today, to be honest, but it helps repeating. Three, can I eat too much fat on, I've said this plan, but any wholesome food plan as well? So they're all great questions. There's no silly questions ever. So these are really good. I love to answer these. So going to question one, does eating fat make you fat? The answer is no. Eating fat doesn't make you fat, but eating too much processed foods, too many calories, and poor food combinations will do. All right. So fat is essential. It helps. Again, we're repeating this again, producing hormones, especially testosterone and estrogen. They all absorb vitamins like A, D, E, and K. So if you're eating the right amount of fat and going out for your walk, getting your 10,000 steps, you are going to be getting more vitamin D. The fat you eat only helps you activate the proper energy source. Okay. So both work hand in hand, really. Okay. They keep you full and satisfied after meals for much longer, guys. And they provide long lasting energy, especially on sometimes if we're going to do some low carb days to get the fat burning boosted. Okay. So what makes people gain body fat is pretty much chronically overeating, not eating fat. When it comes from natural sources, again, like beef, eggs, butter, tallow, even avocados, my favorite, it actually helps regulate your appetite and blood sugar levels. And that's where the biggest change happens in your body. Okay. The inflammation comes down. All right. So, no, in short, the right fats in the right context support fat loss and overall health. All right. Hope that answers that one. What's the best fat to cook with? So another great question, guys, and one it confuses a lot of people going forward. So animal fats are the gold standard, guys. So write this down. Animal fats the gold standard. Obviously, vegans, vegetarians use butter. But guys, beef tallow, it is amazing for pan frying, roasting, and even air frying. A little trick, actually. It's a good one. I saw this somewhere. Is so you don't get tablespoons and dip it in the pan. All you can do is peel it back, ladies. It's kind of like putting lipstick on. To be honest, unpeel it and put it around the rim. That just sound, no. I can see so many things going on there. So guys, put it around in the pan, the rim of the pan, just around so it's enough so you see it. So you don't need to dollop it on. You just cover it just a little bit like lipstick. All right. So that's an easy one to take away today. Duck fat, guys, this is the elite combo for roasting your vegetables and your potatoes. Duck fat, I actually need to get some of that. So it's the most elite for roasting vegetables, all vegetables, and also your Sunday roast. Okay, that's a game changer with a little bit of sea salt as well. Or even beef dripping is another one, guys, I haven't mentioned. I've got that somewhere. And coconut oil. So coconut oil, guys, it's a solid option for high heat cooking if tolerated. It does sometimes add a little bit of odd flavors to things like omelets and that sort of thing. But to be honest, guys, just go with butter. Um, avoid, more or less, is avoid seed oils like canola, sunflower, soybean oil. They're all unstable. They cause inflammation in the body. It's a havoc chronic shitstorm, okay? And they're heavily processed. All right. So stick to right. This is a good one, guys. This one I want you to remember is stick to the fats your great grandparents or your great great grandparents would have knew. So if say they could come through the door at your place now, would they recognize half the crap you've got in your cupboards? If not, gone. All right, simple rule. It's easy. So last question before we open up to the gallery for you guys is, can I eat too much fats on this plan? Oh, we covered what's the best fat to cook with. Now, can I eat too much fat on this plan? So in short, guys, yes, you can. So even healthy fats can be overeaten if you're not mindful. Okay, so because fat is dense and there's 9 calories per gram of fat of calories in a gram of fat. So 9 calories per gram of fat. So take example, 1 tablespoon of oil is 120 calories. So it can add up, guys. It's very easy to overdo it here, especially if you're adding butter to everything or snacking on nuts or cheese. But here you go, guys. I've made a new one up. So basically get your butter and rim it. Rim it with your butter. All right. You'll remember that quote now. So here's the big key, guys. So if you're doing lower carbs, you're likely to eat more fat to stay full. And that's absolutely fine. Some people work differently, depends on body types. There's so many categories go into it. I know clients who work better at higher fats, some at lower fats, some more carbohydrates, some lower carbohydrates, but your protein's always going to stay the same. All right. And we've done that in past weeks as well. But if your fat loss is, well, basically, if fat loss is your goal, your total calories still matter. And that's crucial. All right. So focus on fat that comes from foods like steak, eggs, chicken, lamb, pork, those sort of things, not just added fats. All right. Get most of your fats from animal base if you can. And the rule of thumb here, guys, again, we've just talked about it, is you're still prioritizing protein. So 1 pound, 1 gram of a pound of body weight you weigh, simple rule of thumb. And with fats, around about 25-30% is going to be about whatever you are weighing in kilograms. That's your aim in grams for fat. Okay. Just let that sink in for 24 hours. Add fat for basically to satisfy your needs and also flavors in foods. Do not drink fat. So again, guys, there's a time and place. Like say, for example, butter in coffee, unless it's needed for energy for fasting support. Now, just a quick one here, guys, because this has been, yeah, it can work. And I accidentally done this. I actually lost when I went traveling around Vietnam some many years ago. I love my coffee in the morning. I always like black coffee, but I couldn't quite understand every time I was drinking black coffee why I was feeling full. It's only when I spoke to a locals, Hoi An, somewhere like that, and they managed to tell me is their coffee has butter in it. They put dollops of butter in it. So I was pretty only eating about 2 meals a day. I lost probably the only time I've ever gone away and lost weight. I lost over half a stone because I was so full after my coffee. But I'm not going out, don't go, guys, now just wallop butters or anything or ghee in your coffees. But it was quite a strategic way of giving myself so much more energy during the days because we were always going on ventures as well. So there's a time and place. So unless, butter, I think it's called bulletproof coffee, to be honest. That's what they call it these days. Everything has to have a fancy name, but it's just butter with black coffee. So unless it's needed for energy if you're going down the fasting route. But it all depends on what works for you, and that it's not one rule for everyone. So, fat is your ally, guys. Just keep it purposeful. All right. So, before we open this up to the live questions, guys, your mission this next week is to make sure you're getting enough healthy fats this week. And next week, we're going to be covering it's carbohydrates and energy management.